guys, so I'm back with another bump date. I am going to recap 26 weeks. I'm like forgetting like what week it is. So it was a very eventful week. Please ignore all the clothes in the background right there. I'm actually going to film a pack with me for my baby moon this week. So I've been laying out all of my outfits right there, and I will do a video on this like the next day or two. So that's what all that stuff, I don't like usually having a messy background, but please bear with me. So 26 weeks, let's talk about it. I'm gonna pull up my notes on my phone. So 26 weeks, the baby is the size of a butternut squash or eggplant, and it's coming in at about 2 pounds. So the baby is getting bigger. So let me tell you about my 26 weeks. Have y'all seen my 24-week pregnancy vlog, my 6-month pregnancy vlog? If you didn't see that one or my last bump date, you might have missed the fact that I was going through like a cough and a chest infection, and then I was having issues with that. So you will not believe what happened to me this week. It was so crazy. So I turned 26 weeks on Saturday. So I was teaching my weekend class at IMA, which is like kind of a lot because it's like an 8-hour day of teaching. So it was like Friday night class, Saturday all day class, Sunday all day class. And I noticed like on Friday, I had kind of pulled something in my side, like not on the belly, but like on the side. And it was really hurting Thursday night to Friday morning. So I was kind of worried about it, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like I was just putting like a hot compress on it and just trying to stay like elevated, because if I leaned back it hurt more, and I had problems breathing, and I was like, what the heck is this? And then my husband had gone out of town for like a quick 2-night guys trip from like Thursday to Saturday. So I told him, I was like, oh my god, I was in so much pain, blah blah blah. So I knew I still had to teach the weekend class, so it kind of got better. Like it still felt tight, but I was able to work Saturday and Sunday, and I was still like teaching and stuff like that. Then Monday came along and something went wrong. Like the side of my stomach, I think because when I was sleeping I really aggravated it because I was trying to sleep instead of sitting upright, which is hard to sleep sitting up. Like I had pillows on my back and like a neck pillow, like as if I was sleeping on a plane. I think like I aggravated it because I tried to sleep on my side, and that was a bad idea. So on Monday I was like, ooh, this really hurts. And then like as the day progressed, it started getting worse and worse. So I had plans to meet with my IMA staff for like a late lunch. I totally canceled it. And then it got to the point where the pain was so bad that I told my husband we need to go to the ER, because I didn't know what was going on. Pretty much like it was like my rib cage was so hurting that even if I breathed like that, or I moved like any movement at all, like stabbing pain. And it was like also radiating up my shoulder into my back. So like I couldn't breathe. Like it was like I was like this the whole time. Like I was breathing like that. And then it was like shooting pains, like super bad. So my husband came home from work, and I told him we need to go to the ER because I couldn't breathe. The pain was so bad that I couldn't even move. So we didn't go to the ER first. So what I did was I called my doctor, my OBGYN, spoke with the nurse, and she was like, you know, the only thing that I could really do for the shortness of breath was take my inhaler, which was prescribed. And then she was like, you can take Mucinex. And that was all I was doing. And then I was putting like a hot compress on my side. She was like, you probably just need to go ahead and go to your PCP, personal care physician, or urgent care, or the ER or something. Because it's like they're reluctant, my OBGYN is reluctant to kind of treat stuff outside of her realm, you know, which is like the baby stuff. So she like was like, oh, just go to another doctor, which I was like, okay. So what we did was we just went to the local urgent care, which is like 5 minutes from us. We go into the urgent care. They are like, oh, what's happening? I'm like, oh, I'm 26 weeks pregnant and I'm getting this pain in my side. And they're like, oh, we can't treat OBs, which I guess means like pregnant people. So I was like, oh, okay. So apparently they were like, it's a liability for us, so you have to go to the ER. And I was like, dang. So it's like I had to go walk all the way up into the office, and then they were like, you have to go to the ER. So I had to go walk back into the parking lot, into the car. So we went to Emory ER, which is like here in Atlanta. Emory University is where I went to college, and they have a really good hospital, so I was like, let's just go there because it was close by. We get there, and it actually it didn't take them long to kind of check us in, which was great, and to bring us into the first room, and they were pretty much like, okay, well, it could be a couple of things. You might have like some micro cracks in your ribs from coughing. So apparently like you can literally like crack your ribs from coughing, or you strained your rib muscle or something like that. And then I had the chest cough, which like they can't treat either. So they couldn't do the x-rays to really see what was going on here. They couldn't give me anti-inflammatories. They didn't want to give me antibiotics. They didn't want to like do anything because of the pregnancy. So they were like, all right, well, we have a doctor here who's like does ultrasound, so we'll do an ultrasound to see, just to make sure everything's okay. So the baby like was doing fine, like the baby was getting enough oxygen and the heart rate was fine, but it was mama who was like in an excruciating pain. So they let us back into our room. Like it didn't take long for us to get seated into a room, maybe like 30 minutes, which I was like, yay. But once we were in the room, we were there for like 2 hours waiting for the ultrasound. So it was a doctor who does ultrasounds. The ultrasound isn't as fancy as the one at like the prenatal place where we went to, but she was checking to see if I had like deflated, like if I had fluid in my lungs or like a deflated lung or a heart problem. And that's really all she could check. The baby looked okay. So they're like, okay, well, at least it's not that, like it's not a blood clot in your lung or a deflated lung. So she wanted me to lay on my back, so she could do the ultrasound, you know. And I remember I told you I can't lay on my back because it was crazy. So like I was laying on my, like kind of laying back at an incline, and the pain was so bad that I had tears coming out of my eyes. And I'm not a crybaby, like I don't like to like complain, but my husband was like, oh my God, that must be painful because your veins are popping out of your head. And I was like, I had to sit back up for a second, take a breather, and then go back down because it hurt so bad. And then while I was laying down, I felt like I was getting those Braxton Hicks contractions, which like tightens your whole belly. And because of the rib problem, it was like excruciating pain for like the 5 seconds that it would happen at a time. And I was like, what the F? So the doctor was like, well, we can't really do anything. You know, that's like the answer for everything. We can't really do anything. But she gave me these tussin pearls, which I've had those prescribed to me before. They're just like to help with the cough, because the cough is kind of what started everything. So she gave me those, which didn't really, to me, they don't really do anything. And then she actually prescribed Vicodin because she was like, you're obviously like the pain level. So I was like, oh, Vicodin, crazy. So after she did that, the nurse was like, I would check with your OBGYN before you take any of that stuff, because we don't treat, here at Emory, we don't really treat for pregnancy. You should have gone to Northside, which is where you would deliver, Northside Hospital here in Atlanta. I was like, well, I didn't know that. So that's FYI, if you have to go to the ER and you're pregnant, try to go to where you're delivering, so that way they make sure they have OB-GYNs who can look at you. So anyways, they didn't really do anything except write me those 2 prescriptions, and they sent me home. I went home, and luckily my mom's an RN, so she kind of gave me some tips. She was like, don't use a hot compress, use a cold one, because the cold helps with like the rib swelling and whatever. And then she was like, oh, maybe you can use like icy hot, which the doctor said I could put like a lidocaine patch. Crazy enough though, I googled it, and like icy hot, Bengay, all those things have aspirin in them, like 30% aspirin, and that's bad for the baby. So you can use it in like a small quantity, but you can't really use it regularly. So pretty much I just spent the next couple of days, like I took off of work from Monday until Thursday. Like I really just tried to stay in bed, stayed elevated, took Mucinex and the cough things to treat my cough. And it was just like a rough week. Like I just I haven't worked out in like 2 weeks because of this problem. And I was just like not trying to re-injure myself, because on Friday, I think Thursday to Friday is when the first strain happened, and then I worked all weekend and I re-strained it Monday. So I was just really trying not to do anything to aggravate it. So that was like the worst last couple of days ever. I don't have a problem like with major things, but like that messed me up, and like I was like, this is crazy. So the doctor said I probably had something like bronchitis with like cracked ribs. Isn't that crazy? So anyways, I didn't take the Vicodin because my doctor told me not to. She prescribed a Z-Pack antibiotics, but I didn't take that either because me and my husband talked about it and we're like, let's just give it a couple of days, because they said it's a viral infection. It should take 2 to 3 weeks to cure it, and if it didn't get better in a couple of days, then I would take the Z-Pack. And I feel like I am getting better. Like I'm not coughing up as much stuff, so I think that kind of healed on its own. So like I said, I just kind of took Mucinex, my inhaler, the Tussin Pearls, and cold compresses, and I slept upright. And like I just took my time to like heal and not overdo it. And that's it. That was my week. So like I took off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from work because I only teach Monday and Wednesdays. So I had my partner fill in on my assistant fill on for class for me on Monday, and my business partner filled on teaching class for me Wednesday. And then on Friday, I just went back to work and just kind of like took it easy, because really I'm just teaching, so I could just kind of sit down and have people grab stuff for me. So yeah, I'm doing better. It was a little crazy for a second. I was just kind of freaking out too, because I didn't know if the baby was like not getting enough oxygen or whatever, but it ended up being okay. So I learned from that, like, don't overdo it, you know, listen to your body. And if you have to go to the doctor, go to your delivery doctor. So anyways, a couple of things going on this week on a happy note. I discovered a new obsession, and it's the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Watermelon Mojito. So I don't know if that's only in Georgia, but this restaurant called Tropical Smoothie Cafe, they have this frozen watermelon drink which has mint in it, and it's like this big. It's like a smoothie, and it is so delicious and refreshing. And I love any kind of like frozen drink, because I already told you all about my Hawaiian ice obsession. So my husband and I went one day after, like a week or two ago, after he went to the gym, and it was so amazing. So if you like kind of frozen smoothie drinks, you should definitely give that a try. It's called the Watermelon Mojito from Tropical Smoothie Cafe. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Something else that happened was I got a whole bunch of maternity dresses in the mail, because I'm having my maternity photo shoot coming up. So I ordered a lot of stuff from Amazon and ASOS, like things that would look good for the maternity photo shoot, because we're going on our baby moon in a week, and we're going to take the pictures abroad. So I wanted like something like, you know, pretty and flowy for the pictures. And I think it's like so exciting because we're getting a professional photographer like in another country, so we're taking advantage of being on vacation and having the pretty sites and having him do the video. So I will upload this video on a Thursday, which is when I usually do my bump dates, and then I'm going to upload the maternity dress try on Sunday. So my husband is in the video with me, and he rates my outfits, which is like hilarious because he's not really a fashionista, so his reactions are funny. So I want you guys to check that video out on Sunday and tell me which outfit you like, because on Monday I'm headed out to fly out of the country. So I'm uploading it Sunday, and then Monday we're flying to New York, and then from New York we're flying abroad. So I'm not telling you where I'm going. You're just gonna have to wait for that video to see where I'm going. And then just in general, I feel like at this point I'm about 7 months pregnant, 1 more week till I'm officially 28 weeks and in the 3rd trimester. I cannot believe it. I'm kind of like starting to get nervous. I'm like, okay, I should really start to do stuff now. Like, I really haven't done anything. I'm like, we need to start going to looking at strollers and car seats. You know what I mean? I'm going to start looking into classes at my hospital, you know, for breastfeeding and nursing, and, you know, do my tour. Like, when did you guys do all that stuff? Did you take classes? And if you did, when did you start taking them? When did you start buying stuff? Because with this being my first baby, I wanted to wait till my baby shower, which is going to be July, the last weekend of July, when I'll be like 34 weeks pregnant. I wanted to wait till after that to start buying stuff because I don't want to buy duplicates, you know what I mean? And then some of my friends who just had a baby told me that they started taking classes, and one of them was like 6 weeks long. So I'm like, shoot, I really don't need to like focus and plan it out because I might miss like a class start date. So when did you guys start doing that? Because I'm starting to feel a little bit like a slacker. And in general, I'm really not. So I'm like trying to like figure this out. So anyways, my stomach feels like it's huge. I don't know if it is or if it's just me, but it feels really low and it feels like it kind of pulls. So that maternity support belt that I showed you guys in a couple of videos, that has come in really handy. Wearing these little support shorts with the tummy panel, kind of like Spanx, but for pregnant women, that really helps when I'm wearing a dress. But yeah, I feel like I need to make an effort when I walk to stand up straight with my shoulders back, because the weight makes you go like this and it hurts my back, and then my belly is just like, ugh. So I need to start like really paying attention to that because it hurts, you know. I haven't really been moisturizing my stomach because like it's not been itchy or having like stretch marks. But my friend told me that it's you don't see the stretch marks till you have the baby, which I don't know if that's the case for everybody, but I was like, oh really? So it might be like on the inside. I don't know, but I only put it on like occasionally, so I probably need to be better about that. So that's pretty much what's going on this week. Like I said, I'm packing for the baby moon, which will leave next Monday, the 18th. And that's on that baby moon, I'll be vlogging, and we'll be doing our maternity photo shoot. So those are two really big fun things coming up. And then I have a doctor's appointment the week that I get back. So I'll see the results of my glucose test for gestational diabetes and all that. And that is pretty much it for this update. Sorry if I seem a little tired. I just taught a 5-hour Indian bridal makeup class at my makeup academy. So it was like kind of long. But I wanted to film this video so that way I could take advantage of the makeup I still had on. So as always, I'll have this post on makeupbyrenrun.com. Definitely, like, if you can relate to anything I was telling you about, please let me know what you did in the comments below. And I also just got my hair refreshed from my hairstylist because I wanted to get my hair done before I left for the baby moon. And then also I'll get my nails done right before I leave too. But she does a really good job. She tries not to get too close to the roots because, you know, she doesn't want to get dye in them, like the bleach or whatever. And like, you know, a lot of people would say you can do highlights, but you don't want to get your roots because of like the chemicals. But I also have heard of some women whose doctors say it's fine to bleach their hair like all the way. So I don't know. Some people are like, don't do it at all. But I need to like, I didn't want my hair looking crazy for the shoot. So naturally my roots are jet black, but she just used like a brown. She uses an ammonia-free brown so that way it's not so harsh, and then she fades it into highlights. So her name is Adriana, and her Instagram is Artist A Hair Studio, which I'll tag her. She does a really good job if you're looking for someone for your hair in Atlanta. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, until next time, have a great night. Ciao, Bella. Oh, I didn't show you the bump. Pregnancy brain. So I'm wearing a maxi dress so you can kind of see. It's a fitted maxi so you can see the bump. So let me go ahead and show that to you guys. Like I said, ignore all the stuff in the background. So here's the bump. So I have on a maxi dress, but it's like tight, so you can kind of see it. I have on those shorts I was telling you about, so it kind of lifts the bump a little bit. I feel like it doesn't look as big right here, but it does. It is, I promise. So here's the bump. Okay. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, have a great night. Ciao, Bellas.